Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. My one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. Where sin runs deep, your grace is more. Where grace is found is where you are.
The Gospel passage for today's reflection comes from Luke chapter 5, verses 12 to 16. It tells of the miraculous healing of a man with leprosy. We read the Gospel passage. While he was in one of the cities, there came a man full of leprosy, and when he saw Jesus, he fell on his face and begged him, "Lord, if you will, you can make me clean." And he stretched out his hand and touched him, saying, "I will, be clean." And immediately the leprosy left him. And he charged him to tell no one, but go and show yourself to the priest, and make an offering for your cleansing, as Moses commanded, for a proof to the people. But so much the more the report went abroad concerning him, and great multitudes gathered to hear and to be healed of their infirmities. But he withdrew to the wilderness and prayed. Friends, let us reflect together on this gospel passage. Today we meet Jesus, who touches a man suffering from a severe case of leprosy and immediately heals him. It is another beautiful story that shows us the mercy and healing power of Jesus. In biblical times, the suffering of lepers was seen not only on a physical level, but also from a social, religious, and moral perspective. Leprosy was considered a terrible disease because it deprived its victims of their right to social life. Lepers lived in isolation and were treated as sinners punished by God. The leprosy given by God as punishment to Miriam, the complaining sister of Moses, as we read in Numbers chapter 12, verses 9 to 10, given to Gehazi, the greedy servant of the prophet Elisha, as recorded in the second book of Kings, chapter 5, verse 27, and also given to the proud king Uzziah in the second book of Chronicles, chapter 26, verse 19, supported the Jewish belief that leprosy was God's punishment for sin. Therefore, anyone found to have leprosy was treated as a sinner. According to the Mosaic law, as recorded in Leviticus chapter 13, verses 1 to 59, the priest must first pronounce the leper unclean, and then the leper must keep his garments torn, his head uncovered, and must cry out, "Unclean, unclean," so that people would avoid meeting him and must live apart in isolation. When a Jewish leper was cured, he or she usually had to go to the local priest for confirmation that he or she was now clean and could mix with others. The process of examining the leper and declaring him or her clean is described in Leviticus chapter 14, verses 1 to 32. Even in Jesus' day, the suffering of lepers was largely due to the way they were treated by others and by religious authorities. They were seen as unclean and unfit to be part of God's holy nation. On the other hand, the strong faith of the sick man in today's gospel led him to violate the Mosaic law that forbade him to join a crowd and approach Jesus. On the other hand, Jesus' compassion led him to disregard the Mosaic law, which forbade anyone to touch any untouchable leper. Jesus' deliberate move to touch the leper teaches us that the deeper meaning of Christianity is to touch the untouchable, to love the unlovable, and to forgive the unforgivable.